Yes, and what I want to reiterate, and you've been doing a really good job with this, Ashleigh, is that everyone in that area, and I know that there's a big reward and everything, follow what law enforcement in the area is telling you what to do, not just for your own safety, but because they have tracking teams out there. That was a scent dog. They've got air assets up with thermal and night vision capabilities, and people getting in the way is going to contaminate the trails for the people that are doing the tracking. So the more you can stay out of the perimeters that they've set, the better it is for everybody involved, not just for your own safety, but for the success of the operation.
Well, then also, don't contaminate the trail for the scent dog. That's brilliant. I hadn't even thought of that. But also, if he's armed, you're not going to be much for him to dispense with. I've said over and over, when you have a guy like this who has absolutely nothing to lose, it's you or life, no parole. So who do you think is going to win that battle,
Absolutely. Absolutely correct. It's not just, it's for your own safety, but it's also, now if you get injured or something happens or you get lost, now there's another component into the manhunt that they weren't factoring in. And you're pulling resources away from this, trying to get this scumbag to deal with, whatever else complications you're throwing in there. So really the biggest thing is to stay away from the area, follow the instructions of law enforcement, and don't contaminate that area. That dog's casting around for scent. And actually, I will say that night is an excellent time to track. It shifts from visual to audio to auditory quite a bit. It's very difficult to move at night and not make noise. So there's a much more of a noise component. Noise travels farther at night. It's easier to hear things. You can also see with the lights. You have lights at a low angle. And when light is at a low angle, either in sunrise or sunset, it's easier to see tracks and disturbances. Noon is the worst time to track. So night with powerful flashlights is a great time to track. The dogs, are working the scent trails. And then at night, you have night vision and you have thermal imaging. And that kind of technology is a game changer and can be a massive advantage for law enforcement in this situation.
Let me ask you about the night vision and thermal imaging, because I've always wondered, if you've got hundreds of assets out there searching, as well as the bounty hunters and the vigilantes and all the rest, how are those who are operating the drones and those who are in the aerial assets to determine between what's a deer, what's a bear, what's a group of authorities searching, some vigilantes, and then Cavalcante?
Exactly the point. That, like what we're saying, either you're contaminating the area. It's very easy to determine in night vision or thermal the difference between animal life and human life. Humans show up very distinctly. However, you can't tell which human is what. You can't read a uniform with thermal imaging very well. So if you're a vigilante in the area, and now you're on your thermal bloom on a camera and they don't think that somebody's there, now all of a sudden you're pulling attention. So you're contaminating the trail. So thermal imaging.
I'm just looking at all of those. More vehicles arriving. Joel, I have to fit in a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.